GMs for hire.
Welcome back to GMs for Hire. I'm Matthew Perry, and Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals between the Dallas Stars and Tampa Bay Lightning are in the books. The Dallas Stars take Game 1 of the Stanley Cup by the score of 4-1 with authority. Now, the scoreline, however, is pretty deceiving. The Tampa Bay Lightning playing on 1 day's rest compared to the Dallas Stars, who played on 4 days' rest. Their series with the Vegas Golden Knights finished much earlier in the week than the Lightning Islanders series, giving them a little bit of an energy advantage. However, in a post-game interview, Kevin Shattenkirk said it wasn't going to be a crutch for them, and it is what it is, something that they kind of had to work with going into Game 1. Kind of a one-period affair for the Lightning this game. They were outshot early, 5-4 in the first period, and then I believe 13-11 in the second. But then they came out flying in the third period, outshooting the Dallas Stars 22-2 in the third period. The downside, however, being an 0-for-3 night on the power play. That makes them 0-for-12 in the last 3 games on the power play. That definitely played into their lack of offense tonight. 4-1 was the final score, as mentioned. The Dallas Stars getting 3 regular goals and then the empty netter at the end by Dickinson. Josh Hanley in the first period scored kind of a nice shot, and then after that, Alexiak, the big defenseman for the Stars, put one right top shelf off of Luke Shen, came out in front, and he was able to put it over Andrei Vasilevsky rather easily. The one goal the Lightning scored tonight came from Yanni Gourde, who kind of got lucky on a play, similar to how the Lightning did the other night in overtime, which sent them on to the next round. This one, however, went off a couple skates and found its way in. Either way, they took the goal. They were tied 1-1 after the first period, and then it kind of went all downhill from there for the Lightning. Big night from Anton Khudobin, 35 saves. He was the first star of the night for sure. Very impressive playoff from Khudobin altogether. He wasn't even meant to be starting in this final. If not for Ben Bishop getting injured, he would still be the backup, but he has came in and he has played absolutely fantastic, not just tonight against the Lightning, but all throughout the playoffs. He was really big for them tonight. Overall, the Tampa Bay Lightning outshot the Dallas Stars 36-20, although it didn't start like that at first. It was also a very physical game on both sides. Hits both got up into the 50s. The Lightning wound up out hitting the Dallas Stars 56-50. Physicality definitely came into play. We saw some good hits. McDonough had one on the Lightning never really had a grasp on this game, I feel like. They were always playing from behind until the third period when they finally decided to wake up. One thing that stood out to me were key players not really having any part in this game. Oftentimes, I was kind of searching for Nikita Kucherov, who didn't seem to really wake up until the third period. He only had 1 shot through the first 2 periods. I know he got quite a few more in the third period, as most of the team did. But very quiet night for Nikita Kucherov. Same goes for Braden Point. I know he had a lot of time with the puck. However, I didn't see him do much with it. I do honestly, whether it's a crutch or not, feel like fatigue played a part in this game throughout. You can kind of tell guys were slacking early. John Cooper must have gotten them fired up in that second intermission because they came out like a completely different team in the third period. And if not for Khudobin being fantastic, I have no doubts that they would have came back and at least made it a closer game. But the Lightning need to stick to that third period that they had tonight. You know, if they can keep that kind of energy throughout the rest of the series, I feel real good about the Lightning's chances moving forward. But you can't let Khudobin take advantage. You cannot let the defense take advantage. The Stars have a very good defense with guys like Alexiak, Klingberg, Sakara, vet who's been in the league for quite a while. Another interesting storyline was Joe Pavelski in this game. He didn't really do anything, but he did in the offseason this past offseason, his final two teams came down to the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Dallas Stars, and both teams took him out, kind of wined and dined him, and he wound up picking the Stars. It remains to be seen whether or not that's the right choice, but I just thought that was pretty interesting how either way he would have ended up in the Stanley Cup. At the end of the second period, interesting thing happened. Pat Maroon kind of looked like he was chipping the puck up to the referee. The referee wasn't paying attention, so it kind of trickled into the Stars bench, and that kind of riled them up. Maroon wound up receiving a 10-minute game misconduct for that, and the third period was very good offensively for the Lightning, at least by ways of getting shots on net, but missing that physicality that Maroon brings kind of was counterproductive in the way things went. As usual, many missed calls on the Lightning. There were several trips, slashes. I saw a couple of interference calls. The refs kind of just seemed to look the other way. I know I'm being biased right now, but from what I see, the refs seem to look the other way when it comes to the Lightning drawing penalties. I do expect better from referees, but what are you going to do? Wes McCauley being in this Stanley Cup is always a fun one. He's one of my favorite referees, as everybody else's. He's always fun to see on the mic calling penalties and stuff, but they really got to tighten that up. But 0 for 3 for the Lightning tonight on the power play. So they did get a few calls, just couldn't make it work, unfortunately. The rest, like as mentioned, played into it. But in the end, final score 4-1. Dallas takes it with authority. Game 2 will be Monday at, I believe, 7:30. Lightning will be acting as the home team, of course. And they're going to have to bring the energy like they did in the third period. Going down 2-0 in the Stanley Cup final, not a good spot to be in. So I'm hoping for more from the Lightning. The Stars, as long as Khudobin's in there, they're not going to make it easy. So we'll see what happens moving forward. But that was the Game 1 review of the Stanley Cup Finals between the Dallas Stars and Tampa Bay Lightning. Once again, the Stars take this one 4-1 over the Lightning. I've been Matthew Perry for the GMs for Hire. I will see you next time.